The moment you start defending yourself, you've already lost. Because the second you begin explaining, justifying, proving your innocence is the moment people know exactly how to control the situation. And the crazy part is that the more you defend yourself, the more guilty you look. That's why some people can lie, accuse you, disrespect you to your face, and still walk away looking like the victim. But today, I'm going to show you exactly what to say instead of defending yourself. So, people start second-guessing themselves instead of attacking you. Listen, this is not about being rude. This is about understanding psychological power. Because weak people defend, powerful people redirect. And once you master this, people will think twice before coming for you again. Let's talk about the problem with defending yourself. Because most of you have been there. Someone accuses you of something you didn't do. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a coworker trying to look smart. And suddenly you start explaining. You say things like, "That's not what I meant. Let me explain. You misunderstood." And just like that, you are termed as the one who talks too much. Then your voice gets shaky. You start repeating yourself. Now instead of looking innocent, you look desperate, because defending yourself puts you in a lower position. You're reacting. You're trying to convince. You're seeking approval. And people can smell that energy from a mile away. It's like blood in the water. The truth nobody tells you is that people don't attack you because they're right. They attack you because they feel they can. The moment you start defending, you confirm to them that you're affected. And once they know that, they keep pushing. So, the rule is simple. Never defend, just redirect. Instead of defending yourself, you redirect the pressure back to them. You don't explain. You don't justify. You don't beg to be understood. You stay calm, and you flip the script. Now, let's get into exactly what to say. 1. That's your opinion. Simple, cold, but effective. When someone accuses you or says something negative, you don't argue, you don't explain, you just say, "That's your opinion." And after that, just stop talking. Let the silence sit there. Because now, the pressure is on them. They expected a reaction. They expected you to start defending yourself, but instead, you just dismiss the entire attack without emotion. That confuses people, and confusion kills confidence. 2. If that's what you believe, this one is dangerous, because it sounds polite, but it completely removes you from the argument. You're not agreeing. You're not disagreeing. You're just saying, if that's what you believe. And this one simply means, that's your problem, not mine. Do not explain. Do not add extra words. Let them sit with their own statement. 3. Interesting. This one will drive people crazy. When someone throws an accusation at you, instead of reacting, you just say, "Interesting." That's it. No explanation, no defense. Now they're stuck. Because you didn't give them anything to fight. And humans hate unfinished tension. They want closure. They want reaction. You gave them none. 4. Why do you think that? Now we're turning the tables. Instead of defending yourself, you make them explain themselves. Now they're the one under pressure. Now they have to justify their claim. And here's the funny part. Most people don't even know why they think what they think. They just feel it. So when you ask this question, they start stumbling. They start backtracking. They start exposing their weak logic. And suddenly, the attacker becomes the confused one. 5. That doesn't sound like me. This is a subtle power move. You're not arguing, you're not defending, you're simply stating your identity. That doesn't sound like me is a statement that is calm and grounded, and it signals confidence. Because people who know who they are don't need to prove it. 6. You might be projecting. Now we're getting a little spicy. When someone is accusing you aggressively, sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It's their own insecurity, their own guilt, their own behavior reflected onto you. So you calmly say, "You might be projecting." Now, watch what happens. They either get defensive or they go quiet. Either way, you've shifted the power dynamic. 7. I'm not going to argue about this. This one is clean, direct, and final. But when saying you're not going to argue about this, make sure you mean it. No back and forth, no explaining, just disengage. Because the strongest position is not always winning the argument. It's refusing to participate in nonsense. 8. Silence. This is the most powerful one. Say nothing. Look at them. Hold eye contact and let the moment breathe. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It forces them to fill the gap. And most of the time, they expose themselves. They overtalk. They contradict themselves. They weaken their own argument, all because you refuse to react. Let me tell you why all these works. When you defend yourself, you give your power away. You become reactive. You become emotional. You enter their frame. But when you redirect, you stay in control. You stay calm. You force them to step into your frame. And that shift is everything. Because power is not about who talks the most. It's about who controls the direction of the conversation. So you need to stop trying to be understood by everyone. Not everyone deserves access to your explanations. Not everyone is asking questions in good faith. Some people are not confused. They are strategic. They provoke, twist your words, and look for reactions. And the moment you stop feeding, that is the day you become untouchable. Now, let me paint you a picture. Imagine this. Someone says, "You're so selfish. You never think about anyone but yourself." Old, you would say, "That's not true. I literally helped you last week." Now you're defending and looking all emotional. But new, you should tell them, "That's your opinion," or "Why do you think that?" Now they have to explain, and the pressure shifts. Now you're in control. People don't respect explanations. They respect composure. Anyone can talk. Anyone can argue. But not everyone can stay calm when attacked. That's rare, and that's power. So, from today, stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop defending yourself to people who have already decided who you are. And most importantly, stop giving your energy to battles that were never meant to be won. Because the strongest move is not proving them wrong. It's showing them you don't need to. Once you master this, you don't just win arguments. You end them. And when people realize they can't shake you, they stop trying. And that is when the tables truly turn. Because in the end, the real power is not in what you say, but in what you refuse to carry. Every accusation, every misunderstanding, every attempt to pull you into chaos is a test of your inner stability. And most people fail it, not because they are weak, but because they haven't learned to stand still while the world tries to shake them. But you should aspire to be different. You should learn to let noise remain noise. You will learn that silence is not emptiness, but control. And once you reach that point, you will realize something profound. Peace was never given. It was always chosen. The comment of the day goes to Cozy Psych, and it reads, "This made me realize how many bad habits I normalized. Good. Awareness is the first step to evolving. Keep bettering yourself."